Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, Fresco. You can follow me on Twitter at Fresco Been Famous. That's B-I-N Famous. And on Instagram at Fresco Fame, dude.
And it's your boy, Flaw700, a.k.a. Flaw Claw Van Dam, a.k.a. Flaw Cigar. And we are the Podcast Brothers, and this is episode 111.
111.
Yeah, we climbing the charts. We was like at 110 last week and didn't even acknowledge it.
Shit, I remember fucking doing a live show and being at 89.
That's the fact.
Niggas thought it was 100, but it wasn't. It was like 89.
Yeah. So we celebrate.
It would have been lit if the 2-year anniversary was just so happened to be the 100th episode, but it ain't work out like that.
It didn't work out that way. It's a little bump in the road, but we here. We back. And we doing our thing, man.
We back again, downtown Trenton, Starbucks. Shout out to Starbucks. We in here.
Shout out to the downtown Trenton. You know, it's beautiful down here. Some of y'all might only know one part of the city of downtown Trenton, but it's actually a spot down here where you can get delicious food.
It's like a little restaurant
soul
area.
Food,
There's a lot of
delicious
coffee. A lot of good restaurants in this area where you can get some good treats and delights from. So Starbucks being one of them.
So without further ado, man, we got another special guest in the building, man. We're gonna keep this thing going. Fresco, you want to introduce him?
Yeah, let's do it. We got a gentleman in the building who is as the gentleman we had last week. Shout out to Sham God and his crew, Mad Lights. We have another representative of the brand. Feel me? Niggas been working. He is a young man on the rise with his music. Very energetic in his music. Very passionate. And he speaks of the things that he knows and what he's come to know through his music and through life. This week on episode 111 of the Podcast Brothers, we got the homie Nahj in the building, baby. Nahj, what's up, man? What's good with you, bro?
I'm happy to be here.
Appreciate you coming through, man. We trying to get you on for a minute. We've been in talks for a while trying to get that schedule right.
Right. You know, timing is everything, though. Everything happens when it's supposed to.
This is true.
I mean, we allowed it to manifest, and now we here.
Absolutely.
That's what
Look at us.
Talking about.
We in beautiful downtown Trenton.
Right.
Lights shining bright on us.
Right.
Not saying that the other setups was bad, but I like this setup
it's
right
a vibe.
here.
It's definitely a vibe.
Man. Absolutely.
And I just want to thank y'all for having me, man. Before we even, get in depth with everything, I'm honored, and it's a good opportunity. So
well, nobody else did that, man. But I'm playing. Nah, I was just playing. But I appreciate that though, for real.
Nah, I like what y'all got going on, man. So yeah, I'm here.
Absolutely.
You're ready.
We like to start our episodes off by telling the world how our weeks were. So you want to start first, since you're the guest?
Yeah, my week was pretty much how most of my weeks are. It was productive. It wasn't too fun, but I secured the bag,
Absolutely.
Made sure my beautiful daughter was straight, and, worked on new material, just, usual things, just try and get it right, man. So my week was productive. It was good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I got a ticket, too.
What you do? What did you do? Give me the dirt.
I got a tent ticket.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, because my front windshield's tinted. And,
they assholes for that.
And they was hating on me.
They can let niggas slide. I feel like if you got tents in the summertime, like if you see the boys roll your windows down or whatever, but in the winter, in the colder months, they should let niggas, like, come on. Man.
Right.
Sometimes they ain't got nothing better else to do.
I got a tent ticket from a cop car that had tent. Ain't that something?
And I see police on their phones. I see police busting U's. You feel me? I see niggas make left-hand turns. Right. When the light's red, I see niggas make right-hand turns when the light red. Just do what they want. Whatever. What's your week like, Paul?
My week was, normally I don't have a week, but I decided to take some notes. So about last week, we had this segment on Danye Jones.
Yes.
We posted the video on YouTube. On Facebook, you're right, on Facebook. And the mother reached out to us.
Yeah,
she actually watched the video, and she responded.
Oh, wow.
And I was just hoping that she didn't take it any type of negative,
right.
Way. But she just was like, they murdered her baby. Our mother responded on the post. We responded. Kayla responded. We just sent our condolences and let her know that we're here for the fight as well. So that happened. I thought that was huge.
Ferguson to Jersey, man.
From Ferguson, right. And I wanted to get her on the show just to talk to her for about 5 minutes, but no disrespect, but just to bring more awareness, just keeps talking.
Right.
She has a GoFundMe account. And I just wanted to keep this spreading because obviously nobody's talking about this enough. Excuse me. So that's with that. Now, I took my son to Chuck E. Cheese on Friday. He had a ball.
Your son got so much energy.
Too much energy, bro.
He got all the energy.
When we play, he actually closes his fist and hits with all his might. And I'm like, it's done. Go grab a toy. We're not playing.
That's not how we play.
It's just not how we play.
That's not the way the game go.
You get all knuckles. It's like, bro, we were playing. And then Saturday we went to Sky Zone. You know what I mean? With my brothers and
Can't go wrong with
their
Sky
kids. Man, Sky Zone. Listen, you go wrong when it's time to leave.
Right. I think I'll be having more fun than the kids.
Well, listen, I didn't jump yesterday because I hurt my back previously when I went.
My back is broken.
Yeah, so I know to stay away from that. But speaking of Sky Zone and Chuck E. Cheese, I got something that I want to discuss, but I'm going to wait a little later. I got a question I want to ask you, and I'm going to spin off of it. So I'm going to just save my crazy random thoughts for that.
Okay.
Yesterday, we celebrated our grandmother's 72nd birthday.
Shout out to
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Appreciate it. She looks beautiful. She 72. Looks great. And it's just something about us, man. Whenever we get together, there's always a magical moment with us. You know, we do have a dope family. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we should put it past it, because we do this like every year. We get together all the time during holidays, and it's just like it's the norm to us.
Right.
But we got to acknowledge that there's also family who can't come together because, you know, dysfunction or whatever the case may be. So we got to really, you know what I mean, appreciate.
I think I did see that on Instagram from that.
Yeah.
It was great. I always appreciate when I kick it with the fam. It's always fun, even though it's standard and it's normal. I know, like, it's really only during like the holidays, you know what I'm saying, where it's consistent, because it's more like holidays, more days off work and shit like that, more consistently throughout the rest of the year. But I always appreciate kicking it with the fam. My week was cool. Went to Sky Zone Saturday. I took my son. We had a great time until it was time to leave, because he did not want to leave.
Yep.
Boy cried his eyes out like I was causing him bodily harm. All the parents and shit looking at me. I already look crazy because I don't do any type of extracurricular like activity physically. I don't run. I don't fucking backflip, cartwheel, jog, none of that shit. So I'm in Sky Zone yesterday and I'm bouncing my ass off on the trampolines and I'm drenched with sweat, bro. Like my whole face was drenched in sweat. So as we leaving, and I got this young kid on my arm crying, I look like a damn kidnapper. Like it just didn't look. It did not look good from the outside looking in, I thought. But Sky Zone was dope. We had a good time doing that. Then later on that day, which was yesterday, we went and had the 72nd birthday dinner for my grandma down at the Big Easy in the town. And what else? Oh yeah, so y'all know I do movie reviews. I'm just finding it real weird. Like I'm always watching movies nowadays and shit. So I just feel like I bring my perspective of the movie to the show.
Right.
So this week's movie that's up for review is Fist Fight? Teacher Fight?
With Ice Cube?
Yeah, Ice Cube. And I can't remember the other guy's name. But I call him Dale from Horrible Bosses.
Right, that's exactly
who
he is.
Connect him to.
He will forever be known for Dale from Horrible Bosses.
Dale from Horrible Bosses. That's that motherfucker's name. But I thought the movie was pretty good, honestly. I like Ice Cube in that role. I thought it was a little bit much at some points, but who the fuck doesn't like Ice Cube?
I don't know. We're just talking about Ice Cube being that angry black guy that I was just like, all right, Cube. You ain't, you know what I mean?
I mean, but
he's super rich.
He started off, and he came into the game as the angry black guy. Fuck the police. He's been an angry black guy his whole career. That's how he made his entrance. Right. But I think since then he's rehabilitated himself from that image and like worked into the Family Guy role and stuff like that. And I think this movie, this role that he did was something like kind of going back to the early Ice Cube.
Right.
And I thought it was hilarious. He was just a history teacher. The thing that got me about the movie was like, he broke up. You seen the movie? Y'all both seen it?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, I seen it.
So the part where he broke up the kid's desk with the axe and shit. Hey, yo, it's the last day of fucking school, but nigga, like,
right. Why are you this angry?
Yo, you want us to really watch this documentary? First of all, there's too many kids in that classroom for it to be the last day of school. There was no way I was sitting in class watching the documentary on the last day of school.
On the last day.
It's not happening, bro. I'm walking straight the fuck out. In the teacher's face. Mr. Strickland or not, but you kiss my ass. It's going down. But I thought it was a funny movie. They did a good job with the contrast between Ice Cube and Dell from Horrible Bosses. So I do recommend to watch it. It's a funny movie. So I give it a 7.5 out of 10 in my movie scale rating. So check out motherfucking Fist Fight if you have it.
Yeah, it's a decent movie.
Like I said, I watched it one time, and that'd probably be the only time that I watch it.
You look like Ice Cube, so you probably don't want to watch these movies, though.
Yo, I look like everybody. How do I look like Shaq and Ice Cube?
How is it night
like
1
like
hour and then day the next? I don't know. How the fuck am I supposed to answer these questions?
Anybody with a beard that's dark skin.
Right, exactly. Everybody with a beard looks the same.
Oh, well.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, well. You
So, I want to start the episode off. Normally, we started off with the bullshit, but this week, I definitely want to start it off with some positive information.
Positive.
And one of those positive informations is there was a lot of history made with this past election when it came to the women and the LGBT community. Mm-hmm. There was so many women. There were so many women elected. Man, the Nets is crazy in here. What are they doing? There were so many women elected. And let me see if I can. I'm not going to say names. Okay. I'm not going to say names because I might butcher some. But I'm going to just go with. So let's see. We have the first black congresswoman of Massachusetts.
Shout out to the first black congresswoman of Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's major.
Right. We got the first. I'm trying to watch my video, so I got to excuse me. We got the first senator of Tennessee, female. We got the first Latin congresswoman for Texas.
Oh, wow.
We got 2 for Congress for Texas. The first gay elected governor. The youngest woman elected in Congress. You know, we got 2 Muslim women elected in Congress.
The
first Native American,
well, right? Yep.
Female and male. So it's a lot of openly gay congressmen and senators that took office this
Basically,
week.
it's lit.
Yeah, it's lit. Things are changing.
It's lit. They shaking shit up out here, nigga. It's lit.
One more thing that I think that got looked over. If we remember, there was a guy who killed a kid because his music was blasting too loud in Florida.
I heard. Yeah, you know what?
That?
Yeah, I remember that.
And he did get found guilty, but the mother of the child is now in office of some sort. So that's one hell of a good way to really fight back when it comes to that system. So his mother holds a seat somewhere in Florida right now, and I can't really think of what seat she holds, but this was a dope.
That's fire.
And shout out to Jersey for turning blue. I think it's like one town in New Jersey that's like still red.
Right.
So shout out to New Jersey for doing the right thing. But it's got me thinking, every election, do we got to worry about Florida? Like, it's
Absolutely.
wow.
It's been like this since George Bush Jr. It's like
Florida will always be a deciding factor.
Yeah, and they said Al Gore could have won had he would have really, you know what I mean, put the work in.
If don't nobody know about that shit by now, that shit was rigged to the bone. Like, nigga, Al Gore and the Bush shit, come on, man.
Yeah, but it's just like,
come on.
I think around here we hear a lot of the youth. Is there like a youth movement in Florida? Because obviously the older people or the people who are influencing these votes come from an older generation.
Right.
Because I think the younger generation is more neutral. I want to say Democrat, but it's more, we want to do what's right type of vibe. And even though the blue and red have their issues, the red, I think, is more vocal. The blue might hide their agenda more, but they cater to people like us.
Right.
But sometimes you got to look at it and be like, well, we know you bullshit, and then you might not come through with some of this stuff.
And
but
even though
good.
I still think niggas in the blue be lying too.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't be listening to none of them motherfuckers.
But they sound good when they lie. The red will just be like, listen, y'all know we don't like y'all.
Yeah.
But
like, they straight to it.
Straight to it. So Florida.
Can you really knock that though? Them not holding no punches?
Listen. I'm not 100% mad at that. I'm not 100% mad at it.
I don't think I could. I mean, I may not agree with it, but I got to respect it.
Right.
Because it's in my face.
Because your perspective might be different if you was in that tax bracket. Like, you might be a little more inclined to listen to those motherfuckers.
Right. Because don't nobody really want to trade places. Because if you rich and you like, listen, let us make all the money and the rest of the money will trickle down.
Right.
That makes sense to some rich folks. But to us, we not seeing none of that trickle down money.
Right.
That trickle down money might be a few $1,000s. What did Bush do when he signed something where he put like a few extra dollars in your check?
I must ain't see it, so I don't give a fuck.
Right. It sounds like a lot on a bigger scale.
Right.
But when you break it down to per check, you might have got a few dollars.
What do you mean? You mean a few dollars like 50 or a few dollars like 3?
After they tax you, it might be 3. But the bill that he signed might have been like, yo, we're going to give New Jersey and all these different states $1 million spread around. But by the time you get paid after taxes,
it
you
might be watered down to a couple bucks.
Couple bucks.
That's exactly why we didn't see it or don't remember.
Right. Like, where's the money? You got taxed.
I didn't get. Fuck that. I didn't
know what
paid.
though?
I was going to get taxed
ladder.
anyway. I didn't get paid. Fuck you.
It's that ladder, and we like at the bottom of it. Mm-hmm. Everybody got to get theirs off the top first.
That's that, right? That's
by
that
the time
trickle.
we get it, we get the crumb.
By the time it does trickle down, it ain't nothing left, basically.
Facts. That's exactly what I'm saying. It sounds good when you're the president or you're the Congress and you're creating this law. Listen, we just made $1 billion, and after we get our cut, the rest of the money, $500 million goes to the country. But when you split it up between all of us, we get nothing. But it sounds good on paper.
It definitely sounds good.
Now, I need mine first.
Before we get too far ahead, I want to take a little commercial break. This is how we get paid, just a little bit. This is how the company we host our podcast on called Spreaker. Sometimes they play an ad, sometimes they don't. So if you don't hear an ad, we'll just be right back. If you do, stay put. It's only 30 seconds. We appreciate y'all. Be right back. And we're back. So, like I said, we got a guest, man. Y'all been hearing him chime in about the conversation that we've been having earlier, but it's time to get to know the guest, man. We switched things up recently, if you haven't noticed. Instead of waiting for the end of the show to get to know the guest, we're going to do it bright and early so y'all know who y'all listening to, man. So, Nahj, what's good, man?
What's good? I'm here.
Tell the people who you are and where you from. I know Fresco just introduced you, but let them know who you are and where you from.
Okay, so my name's Nahj, for those who don't know, and for those who do know, what's up. But I'm straight from the mud, man. I'm straight from the trenches, man. Born and raised in the projects, Roger Guards to be exact. And I'm just the artist, man. That's just trying to put on for the city, trying to keep it positive. Because I always had a love for music, period, and not just hip hop. I just love music, like period. Right. But the deciding factor for me was I used to always find myself listening to music and rapping over the actual artist that was on the song. Like when I was younger, if it was a song that I liked by an artist, I would find myself rapping over it.
Right, doing copies basically. Right.
Yeah. Like forget what they saying. I'm spitting over them.
Right.
And I used to just freestyle, and eventually it was just like, I used to do it in front of my friends. I started really. They were like, "Oh, Nahj, you might be on to something. Like you got a little bit of potential."
What age period was that for you?
I started really taking my music seriously and pursuing it. I'd have to say, like my 10th or 11th grade, in high school. That's when I was about 16, 17, and it was at that moment that I was like, okay, I'm gonna really pursue this.
So at that age, first thing that come to my mind is the Bow Wow syndrome, because you'll have an artist who starts off so young that he's a kiddie rapper, and then by the time he becomes a man, he's trying to break that mold. And I think that's what Bow Wow issue is. Actually.
Yeah, he failed at that.
Yeah, but I feel like we got to put a little more respect on his name.
Respect
man.
his name.
Hold on.
Be clear on Bow's name.
Be clear. In what way?
We got to put more respect on his name. Like, yo, he was one of the first artists besides Jay-Z to sell out the Garden back to back.
That's fire.
You know what I mean?
My thing with Bow Wow,
nobody else was doing that at that time.
That's a fact.
I don't see you doing this. I don't see a lot of anybody else doing it, actually. But his problem was the fact that his childhood musical success didn't translate to adult success.
That's
and he still tried to carry that wave as if he was still popping off his music like he was when he was a kid. And then he kept doing dumb shit on top of that. So,
that's what I was getting at with you, right? So it's just like he didn't transition properly.
Right.
Or maybe the listeners didn't accept him. But you starting at 16, 17, I think you skipped that childhood phase, dancing around, pop locking. You was a man, and you was able to get straight to
He probably was
point.
pop locking. He probably was pop locking.
Nah, I never pop
Or
locked.
was I wrong? You was able to get straight to the point, or am I wrong? Like, this is me from the mud, and I'm going to rep that.
Right, yeah. For me, see, my upbringing was different than Bow Wow's. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have those luxuries that he was hanging with Snoop at 6 years old.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So, I couldn't even compare the two. But, yeah, I just stay in my lane, and I know my lane, and I ain't gonna say, all right, how can I put this? You have to find a balance, because that's what all this shit is about anyway. It's about balance. Mm-hmm. So you have to find a balance between staying true to you and catering to the consumer at the same time.
How did you know that at 16?
I didn't know that at 16.
Okay.
But it's correlated from 16 to now to, it's like when I watch certain artists, like I might watch Rick Ross and I hear Rick Ross say, well, yeah, like I was grinding for about 12 years before y'all even knew who I was. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what was manifesting with me. I've been doing this since I was 16. Mm-hmm. I'm 27 now. I got 11 in, and I'm still transitioning. It's really a process.
Yeah, right.
That's
like,
a fact.
And just because it may not have happened as quick for me as it has for previous people doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
Absolutely.
Right. You got to be ready
before
you get
the whole 12.
there.
Right.
It might take me a little more.
Right.
Might take some others.
You got to be who you are before
Jay-Z
you
didn't
get to where
become
you're trying to
Jay-Z
go.
till he was 28.
And that's kind of, back then that was late.
Right. Back then I was late.
Prodigy was setting the world on fire at 19 with one of the best verses of all time.
Right.
And Jay-Z was 27 with his first big break.
Right.
Yeah.
I just feel like as long as you keep working, once you get to where you're trying to take yourself, then it won't feel like work because you've been doing it. Like you said, you've been doing it since 16. So once that break actually does come through, it's going to be regular for you. Of course, you have to make some adjustments, you know what I'm saying, according to however your life was going at that time. But as far as putting in the work, that's already going to be stamped in stone.
I mean, it depends on what you consider a victory. Like, if you ask me, I already won.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I have a core support base, and I don't like to say fans because I don't believe in fans. Like, I'm too humble to have fans.
Right.
Like, I have supporters.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So my fans ain't my fans, they my supporters. And I believe, if you ask me, like, you define what is considered winning for you. Not society. I'm not going to allow society to say, well, he's not in the newest car, or I don't see him on MTV, so he can't be winning. Nah, I walk around in my city. I get love everywhere. Everybody loves my music. I have the type of support base where no matter if I disappear or come back, they still rocking with me. And everybody don't get that.
You're absolutely right, because I feel like we winning. We're winning. Like,
exactly. Who am I to say y'all don't deserve to be in this position, or y'all didn't earn this shit? No, like, you define your win.
And what we
not
say,
society.
111 episodes over 2 years. Like,
yo, that's an accomplishment.
It's an accomplishment.
That's a milestone.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Who's to say that y'all even seen y'all getting this far with that? 100 episodes.
Man,
I definitely did. Looking back on it at the beginning, I didn't say, and you know what? Our goal is to get to 111 episodes.
Exactly.
And we've definitely touched on this, and we've said it separate times. We've never done anything this much in our lives.
Right.
This consistent? Nah.
Never.
I've been stopped. Man, fuck that shit.
Name me one thing I've been doing for 2 years.
Man, fuck that shit. I quit. I ain't
and
going
as
back
a result, the base has grown, the numbers have grown, everything has grown. And it's going to continue to grow.
It's like muscle memory. Now, the things that's happening when it comes to networking or listeners, or, loyal listeners and loyal supporters.
Right.
It is just like, we're consistent, so they're going to tune in because they know
that we going to be there
every week.
I'll be there
every week.
It's a mass ingredient, man. So I'm just constantly trying to get the pot of gumbo right. I throw the consistency in there with the dedication, and just trust that my sound will resonate.
So
it's a lane for everybody. I'm not gonna be like, put it this way: the same way a Drake show is sold out, a Dave East show is sold out.
Yep,
two totally different lanes.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, it's a base for everybody.
No, that's a fact.
Everybody has a base, so I'm just gonna stick to my base, and if it expands, good. And if it doesn't, I'm okay with selling out voltage. That's okay with me. Right?
Guess what? It's sold
but
out.
That doesn't mean I'm settling for that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is everybody has to start somewhere and work from there. So I'm just working, man. So I'm not dictating my moves off of what I see the next artist do. Like
you can't.
And shout out to the city because
shout out to the town.
It's a lot of great talent
come through.
And shout out to the youth, like like the youth holding shit down right now.
We just had,
and I feel like they deserve a little more credit. Like, and when I say the youth, I'm talking about the kids that's 17, 18, 19, that's really making noise right now.
Right, because they got that ear. Like I'm an older cat, and even though I got my ear to the music, I don't think my ear is like theirs. So we be too busy telling them what we like.
Right.
We be too busy telling them what we like. Tell us what's hot and let us, you know what I'm saying? Because that's something that I think I need to learn too. Right. Instead of just being like, well, this is what I like. Boom.
Right.
Nah, I listen, actually. I listen to the youth. I don't just go off based on what I know. If I only listen to music that I like or listen to, nigga, what's that bullshit you listen? You need to be listening to this. They gonna be listening to a whole bunch of 50 Cent and Cash Money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck I'm gonna be recommending the niggas. So they don't want to hear that shit. That was our time. That's where I was at in my life, and that's the music that was, you know what I'm saying, lit around my life. So when we go out, or if I think about an old memory, a Cash Money song could come to mind or some shit like that based around that time. But the music that I say it all the time, it's bullshit on radio. Like the surface level of music might be bullshit, but it's still a great number of artists putting out quality music. So
right.
That's what I look for. And
that's what I'm focused on. I'm focused, like I've kind of been on a hiatus for the past year. I want to say I've been working on this project that we'll speak on for about 2 years now.
Okay.
Now in the process of me working on this beautiful body of work that I feel is gonna take me to a level that I never thought I would be at, because I believe in it that much. And my supporters, I know they can't wait, because everywhere I go, that's all I keep hearing. But sometimes you just gotta move to the beat of your own drum and trust that what you have is worth the wait.
Gems is being dropped.
Yeah, that's another gem.
And I'm not gonna just dictate my move off of what I see the next doing. Like, okay, well, this guy just dropped over there, that guy just dropped over there. We all in the town, but what are you really doing it for? Are you doing it for just, like I said, you define your win. If I'm doing it for the city, I already won. I got the city. Everybody know Nahj. Everybody know I rap. Everybody know I'm nice. If that's what we dictating this shit off of, I'm a veteran and I didn't put the work in.
Right.
But I'm not dictating it off of that. It's bigger than this.
Now,
but it starts here.
Earlier, I mentioned in the week I was going to talk more on my thoughts when I was at Chuck E. Cheese in Sky Zone Caban, which brings me to this question. Like, you're a father, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Proud father.
Yeah, absolutely.
Proud
so my
father. Question
to you is, what prepared you for fatherhood?
What prepared me for fatherhood? Like I said, man, I come from the trenches. Like I didn't have the best upbringing. I'm still blessed, but I never had a dad. So when my time came, and my daughter, her name's Nyla, for everybody that knows me, they know, like, my daughter is like my best friend. She is like my strength, my light in the dark. You know what I mean? So what prepared me, as crazy as this may sound, me not having a father prepared me to be the best father.
Okay.
And when I say that, because I know a lot of people are like, what do you mean? What I mean is just me being here on a daily basis, I've already won.
Right.
Because that's something that I never had. I never had a figure. I never had my biological father there on a daily basis. I taught myself, and I'm the oldest of 3 boys with a single mom. So I had to grow up a lot quicker than I wanted to. Shit, I was a father figure to my younger brothers.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, what prepared me was just telling myself that I would never give my daughter that feeling that I got.
Definitely. I definitely can relate to that, because, like, when I realized that I was going to be a father at the age of 17, my dad was around, but I just knew that I wanted to be better than when he was. So that was just my goal.
That motivated you. Yeah. That fueled you.
So with being a father and with all the nutso shit out there that could attack our children through your music, how do you speak freely about how you want to, about who you are as a person, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, like, kind of
keep it on a parental advisory level?
Exactly. And then if your daughter does come across the music, how do you explain your content and the music to her?
That's a good question, Fresco. I don't really believe in fabricating shit for her. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give it to her 110% real. And even though I'm a break it down because she is a child. She's only 5. But I know eventually that bridge will be crossed where she is going to listen to her dad's music. Right. She is going to be like, well, Daddy, what did you mean by that? Mm-hmm. Or why did you say this? And, right. I mean, all I could do is just tell her the truth. Like, look, this is, how Daddy was brought up. This is where I come from. This is the world that the picture that I'm painting in the world that I came from is something that helps me express myself. It's therapeutic for me. It frees me mentally. And, like Ho said, man, I went through it so you wouldn't have to go through that.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. I'm painting these pictures, and even if she don't understand it, because her upbringing is completely different than how mine was. Mm-hmm. I grew up in the projects. Right. She don't even know what the projects is. You know what I mean?
Hope she doesn't have to find out.
But at the same time, I'm not downplaying the hood. I don't regret where I come from. I love that I was brought up how I was brought up because it turned me into the man that I am today. And I want her to see, like, look, well, this is where Daddy came from. This is where you are. Mm-hmm. But just know that it started here for me. Right. So you need to know where you came from, because that's where I came from.
So here's the thing, right? So as far as the question that I had with the fatherhood question, mm-hmm. when I was at Sky Zone, right. I wasn't playing, but I was watching, my brothers mm-hmm. and the kids play. And I'm watching uncles and I'm watching fathers. And I'm just watching us mm-hmm. be motivated from our past. Right. But I think that what I started thinking about was kind of left. It was just like, how many stories that I've heard about great-grandfather or your granddad beating your grandmother, mm-hmm. right. your uncle right. touching somebody. And I just sitting there thinking about how could, we've come a long way as men.
Yeah, we have.
And we don't even know that all that stuff created the good men that we are today. Right. I don't know if anybody ever put those things together. Mm-hmm. It's just me being a man, I could never understand how you could harm children. And I was just thinking about that because you couldn't see it, but I'm watching y'all. The uncles and the fathers are having a great time mm-hmm. with the kids. Right. How could, as a man, just out of it could have been the drug. I'm not trying to make excuses for them, but it just could have been with their time from the war. Drugs, alcohol, not being able to work, stress. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, the thing for them to do was touch one of your family. I'm pretty sure we all heard a story in the family about what Uncle such and such did or this guy did.
Right. I mean, that shit is totally unacceptable for me. I don't give a fuck. Unless you have a psychological disorder of extreme nature,
and even then, you might not get any empathy.
And even I'm not giving it to him.
I'm not giving you any type of sympathy, but due to your medical diagnosis, I got to give that notion just because I have to acknowledge that just because. Right. But other than that, no. Then I don't fuck with nobody touching children for no reason.
Absolutely, and it just made me think that. I don't know why. It might have been left, but once again, I'm just looking at how much love it is to love your family, and just to know that a few decades ago, men was actually just savages and vultures and just molesting their own family, and it just sucks. And that we carry that on, but we just don't know that we're breaking that cycle. Right. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, we are breaking the mold.
We are breaking that mold
for real,
and I think we need to acknowledge that, man. I just don't understand how any of those guys could do that. Something else I noticed the kids there, right? Non-black kids, and you can look at them and tell that they got something going on in their heads, right? Right. But it sucks because when you're black and you were born with a disability or you can't think properly, right? They just say, hey, take some of this Ritalin and go about your way. And more than likely, they become the ones, not all the time, because it's straight bigging people on the corner selling drugs and doing crimes. But more than likely, they'll be the ones that go out there and commit those crimes because they're not thinking right. Because they weren't taken care of. And I'm sitting here thinking, look at all these white kids and all these other kids, right? What are they getting that we're not getting in the hood? Because if you just let this one little kid, and I was looking at him, if you let this kid just grow up, he might be one of them mass shooter type of people. You can look in the eyes and tell that you need a little bit of more love than a normal kid.
That's what you saw all that shit.
I'm watching them. You can tell.
I was looking at them. They all look like they was having a fucking blast to me. Some of them, the little white girls running past my son. My son was running past them. Oh my God, he's so cute.
Not everybody is dealing with something, but I actually made eye contact with a few of them that were, and I said, without proper care, you're gonna be something negative. So but I'm like,
you that good.
I seen it. I seen it.
I heard Dr. Phil on the Weekends with the Breakfast Club, and he said that he hates the Ritalin diagnosis because it's one of those throwaway diagnoses.
Absolutely. That's exactly why I brought it up.
That's like, exactly what it is.
Oh, he doesn't know how to behave. Oh, he doesn't know how to sit down. Oh, he's a bad kid. Give him some Ritalin.
Yeah,
sit him down.
That's the answer.
And now he's fucked up. The kid didn't need no Ritalin. He just had a little bit more energy than most.
And that's the hood remedy. That's exactly what I'm getting at. Those kids that I seen, they're not gonna get Ritalin. They're gonna get a whole nother something else that's gonna help them, and then they're gonna go to become millionaires somewhere doing something because they got the proper care. Right. Meanwhile, us in the hood, our cousin, our brother, somebody who might not be the sharpest, and it's not his fault. It's just that's he drew that short straw,
right?
And we don't know how to handle it, and we just like, hey, just give them some Ritalin.
I feel like it happens to white kids too. I mean, I'm not sure the categories on which who falls under what, but I've definitely heard stories where white kids have been like misdiagnosed and provided with Ritalin as well. So I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to say that opportunity that doesn't happen to them, and then that special kid shit we see them all the time. Who was the motherfucker that just shot up in California, and then they said he got PTSD.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's going to, and even though he did, he's going to get that. He's going to get that.
Right.
He's mentally ill. Take care of him. There are some that's missed. Our situation though. If a black guy does something, he don't know that he's actually dealing with something.
Right.
So he can't even say,
I'm
dealing with that. You understand what I'm saying?
Don't they have a prison for them too?
Yes, but we're locked up. If you actually evaluated us, most of us, we be in there getting taken care of instead of just in jail.
I don't think, even if you are diagnosed with some type of condition that might make you go off the wall, if you commit a crime like murder with your medical or your psychological diagnosis, you should still be thrown in a psych ward.
If you're
for that crime but you still committed a crime. Now you can't control yourself. If we let you out based on you having a medical condition, who's to say you're not going to do this shit again?
So
you still committed a crime.
You committed a crime on the medicine. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
if you committed,
I don't expect for them to take accountability, even though they should, because they prescribed it, and maybe this medicine triggers something that wasn't necessarily there before.
Right.
But they're not going to take the fall for that.
Right. That can happen that. I still feel like you just can't erase that crime. Like they have to do, I don't know, maybe the psychological laws from crimes can be different based on the way they are. Maybe they can be judged off a psychological standpoint.
Right.
But I still feel as though PSTD or any of those type of things that people might have going on in their head it's not an excuse for you to do the crime. You are having a tough time handling regular mental things like normal people, but you still got to answer right for what you're doing.
Shoot people,
right? Exactly. It doesn't make it okay. Oh, you shot 88 people because you got PTSD. All right, well, take these Ritalin pills. See you later. You know what I'm saying? No. Sit your ass in that fucking infirmary or the psych ward or whatever they at for 10, 20 months or whatever, and then we can see if you've been rehabilitated through the medicine.
I agree. It's just whoever that officer was, more than likely, they're going to give him that benefit of the doubt, and we will get none of the benefit. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes with the kids, they'll get more chances than us, and there are going to be some non-black people who go around and they do mass shooting and they become terrorists. That's right, United States terrorists.
You're a terrorist if you kill more than 2 people at one time.
So yeah, but let's get that was just my thoughts. It was just what I was thinking when I saw y'all playing around with the kids, having a good time in Sky Zone. What happened to the men before us?
And you looked at the white kid was like, you look like you're gonna grow up to be a killer. That's what you did.
Get him now. If I was a cop, I'd lock your ass up right now.
How many white kids did you look at with that scope yesterday?
All of them. It's not a white thing. Some of them was normal kids, but there's some kids. I'm not saying that I didn't see black kids that look like they were in space, but I'm saying is for the black kids, I know that if you don't get the proper care, you're going to have some slip-ups in your life and they're going to throw the book at you. But the white kids, you're going to have some slip-ups in your life and they're going to take care of you. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So, but let's get back to Nahj, man. I just wanted to go off on that real quick. But my next question is, man, what would you compare yourself to musically?
I wouldn't compare myself to anyone, but I have influencers.
Okay.
I have people that I'm not going to say that I mimic, but I like their artistry. So, I kind of follow suit off of the moves that they make because clearly it got them to the level that they're at.
Okay.
So, I mean, I like, and I'm not, this is not in any particular order, but people that influence me, like if you hear me, you may hear, influence of Drake. I'm a big Drake fan. I love Fab, Fresco. You know how we feel about Low, so
yep.
I just want to put that out there because I know that's his boy.
Yep.
I'm a Fab fan. Who else influences me? And I love Meek. I love the aspect that he brings to the game of just being from the mud, coming from where we come from. I hope he drop an album
before the year. That's what I want.
I hope. I mean, I'm praying. This was a great year for music, by the way.
It was.
This was a phenomenal year for music, hip hop particularly.
You're not short of anything to listen to.
Right.
Do you have a top five? My albums that dropped this year.
Top three. Five might be hard to name off the top.
Yeah, okay, well, top five is just
right.
I can give you five. This dropped this year that really stood out to me. Black. Well. Black.
I listened to that album. Yeah,
the
new one.
East Atlanta Love Letter.
Yeah.
That's a very underrated album. I think that was
He's
definitely one of the best bodies of work. KOD by the Cole was definitely a game changer for me. But when is his shit not a game changer?
Right.
Great point.
Scorpion was a good body of work. Only because he finally gave us what we wanted. He rapped for our album and he sung for our album.
People still complain, right?
Right.
I was one of them, but it's like, okay, I'm a rap.
That's what we've been holding Drake to for so long. He don't rap enough. He sing too much. Well, he gave you a side A and side B. You don't ever have to listen to the singing.
Absolutely. Because I still have not listened to part 2 yet.
Right.
But I listened to the first disc over and over again.
I still don't know the difference between part A and part B because I stream the shit, so it just sounds like one long ass album.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. The first few songs is rapping, and then the last 10 is singing.
I thought it was okay. At first, I didn't like it, but then after he did the shop, he was explaining a little bit more.
Right.
Gave me an insight into what.
I love that show, by the way. I think LeBron is on to something.
Absolutely, super fun. LeBron got to interview niggas, journalists would have died to get.
I like it, but I don't.
Right. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like my music it has its own sound. Like it comes from a real place. But it depends on how I'm feeling. I could turn you up. I could give you something that's going to make you think. I could tell you about my life. Mm-hmm. But it's my sound. I can honestly say nothing that I've dropped is repetitive. Like you can't say, well, you can listen to 5 songs from me and none of them will sound alike.
Good.
And they all will. They all will resonate on how they resonate depending on what you're doing or what you're going through.
Your most recent song. What's the name of that? Where can people get it?
That's the first single of my upcoming project. It's called Cream, featuring my guy Fat Chili, man. Chili, what's up, baby?
Shout out to Fat Chili.
That's my guy.
I mean, if you want, we can get into that song right now. Let the people hear it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's get it.
Let's throw the intro to that thing, man.
Yo, this is the first single of my upcoming project, Nothing's Promised. It's entitled Cream, featuring Fat Chili. And this is the one that's available on all streaming platforms from Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Google Play, wherever you can stream music. It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere, man.
All right.
So let's get into it.
Yeah, shit ain't nice what it seems. You gotta stay sucker free. Wu-Tang for the cream. At the top's where I be. At the top's where I be. Putting on for my team. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. Shit ain't always what it seems. You gotta stay sucker free. Wu-Tang for the cream. At the top is where I be. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. They like Nahj do the right thing, but no, I ain't Spike Lee. A nigga rather do the wrong thing. Ain't no nigga like me. Getting ahead of my V. Tense so you can't see. The town's favorite and I know it now. But fuck a list, I'd rather birth a pound. Niggas Satan tell them hold it down. I come around, but it's not a sound. These bitches weak and they just pillow talk. That's why I hit them, then I pass them off. You can have it, what you asking for? I'm running shit, I'm playing basketball. Shit ain't always what it seems. You gotta stay sucker free. Wu-Tang for the cream. At the top is where I be. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. Shit ain't always what it seems. You gotta stay sucker free. Wu-Tang for the cream. At the top is where I be. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team.
Yeah, the pack tucked in my jeans. Shorty finna hit her knees. I'ma hit it, play around with it. Then I'm finna make a leave. Right back to the cheese, yeah. Early morning, I want cheese eggs. Throwing packs, Jersey on my back. Think I'm Brett Favre, I'm a cheesehead. Mornings, I ain't wanna leave bed, but I had to make sure my seed fed. Paper involved, I see red. Stop a nigga out like I got 3 legs. Bitches and flavors, I'm K-Fed. I ain't tryna see it stay bad. Cause I want a home with a lake, and I know that these niggas gon' hate then, yeah.
Shit ain't always what it seems. You gotta stay sucker free. Wu-Tang for the cream. At the top is where I be. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. Shit ain't always what it seems. You gotta stay sucker free. Wu-Tang for the cream. At the top is where I be. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. Wu-Tang for the cream. At the top is where I be. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. At the top is where I be. Putting on for my team. At the top is where I be.
Yeah, man, that was Cream featuring my guy Fat Chili, man. It's available everywhere. First single off the my upcoming tape, Nothing's Promised. And it ain't even a tape, my upcoming album. This shit is an album.
Body of work.
Word, my body of work, man. It's well overdue. I'm excited. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. I think y'all gonna love it. And if you don't love it, at least like it.
I can dig that. Well, that was the first single of the new album coming up for Nahj Cream, man. Let us know what you think about that joint in the comment.
So, I was reading an article about something, and I wanted to bring it to y'all attention, us being 3 men, and just like have a little fun with it, man. But I got this question, and this is actually a real article. This is a real study. Are you too handsome for a job? Or, let's not say a job. Are you too handsome for just like any certain situation? I'll give you an example. I can't say that I'm too handsome for a job, but
you clean porta potties?
No.
Why not?
Well, what I mean, not too handsome in my opinion, but people might look at you and judge you and be like,
"Why are you working here?
We can't hire you. Why do you work here?
You look too good to work here.
You look too good."
That's
kind of be like overqualified.
But you can't tell me that. Like, I can say it about the job, but if I'm interviewing for a job, like the reason I didn't get it was you can't tell me, well, you can't work here because you're too handsome.
They can't.
Bitch, what?
But you come in there, you smelling good, you got the fresh lineup, and you just look a million times better than everybody else.
That would piss me off.
If you going for
I'm suing them.
But you want a bum? Defamation of character. What you want a bum in here?
You going for a job, and the average employee is 50. Grandparents, right? And you just come in 30-something, fresh, young, athletic.
You don't fit the demographic.
You don't fit. And you just might be,
what kind of job is this?
It's out there. But I'm more going on as of, it's not just job, but you might just be too handsome just for like a regular conversation, meaning they always think your DM's popping. If you tell them you single.
I think everybody DM's popping.
Yeah, but
relationship or not, your DMs is popping.
But what I'm saying is, if you introduce yourself to a young lady or you trying to get to know somebody, she ain't going to believe that your DMs is dry because you just too handsome. And it's just, you trying to get, like, first off, what you're not going to say or get is my password. You just got to take my word for it.
Yeah, you got to take my word.
Or it don't even got to be the DMs. To be like, yo, you single, but I'm pretty sure you got somebody stalking you or you smashing.
Right.
Just be like, nah. So,
which is most likely true.
but you ain't got to do that.
Ain't nobody going to tell me, listen, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Oh, no. That was it. But do y'all have any situations where you thought you were physically overqualified for certain situations?
Not really. I don't know. I think it boils down to your mindset. Like, for me personally, I feel like my looks is the last thing that might draw a girl. And when I tell women this, they be like, what are you talking about? You're handsome. But yeah, I think for me, it's the personality, it's the approach that might grab them more than my looks. Mm-hmm. That's just my opinion, though. So I mean, women may say different, but
right.
I don't know. I can't put it in that perspective. What I can do is I could say I've seen a girl that I felt was out of my league. I felt like she looked too good for me.
She was overqualified.
Right, she was overqualified.
You making her like, damn, nope, like, not gonna try it. Nope.
I think that happens a lot. You
like,
you know what? Nah.
Nope.
Like, look, I want you, but give me a couple of years because I don't think I'm there yet to cater to the needs that you may have.
But it's crazy because she might not have nothing going on.
She might be trash.
She might be trash.
See,
got mad filters on her Facebook. So you thinking?
I won't even go as far as to say she might be trash. She could be just like you.
That's just slang.
She could be just like you.
Trash, but you know, I know. She might be a regular degular.
See, but that's the beauty, and it's a gift and a curse. That's the gift and the curse to perception.
Right.
You know, the way we are perceived or the way we perceive others would dictate where it goes. You know, she could look out of my league and really just be super down to earth and be looking for a guy exactly like me.
Yep. Right.
But because mentally I'm intimidated by her beauty.
Mm-hmm. That's the mentality. If I like approach somebody, I go with it. I go in with it with that mentality. I don't really before, but I don't try to put women on the pedestal. Like damn, like she's so far out of my reach. I don't like because I feel like I'm not giving myself enough credit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to give myself as much credit as I deserve without going overboard. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give myself too much credit, but I'm going to give myself some.
Right.
Shorty, I can bag you. I just don't want to.
I don't know.
Right.
It might be some out there that I'll look at and I say, you know what? I'm not financially stable enough to spend $300 on dinner.
Right.
So I'm skipping you. I think there are some where you can just look. And I might be wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's some you could just look and be like, nah.
Too rich for my blood.
Let me go back to the hyperbolic time chamber and train a little bit.
So,
hyperbolic time chamber.
Not to get too far off of it, you said you don't use your looks. Not even with the music. I would think that you would.
You don't take pictures on Instagram with your shirt off, baby oil, none of that shit?
Nah, I ain't getting my 50 on like that. But I mean, like I said, if you ask, the women that they would beg to differ. Like, nah, you very handsome. Like, I just never. I for me personally, yes, everything starts with an attraction, and yeah, like you want to be attracted to the person you dealing with, and vice versa.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm just at a stage now where stability is like the most attractive thing for me.
So you looking for
like I would rather have an 8. With her shit together than a 10 with nothing to offer.
Yeah,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Super fact.
That's a fact.
I'll take a 7. That's stable.
I don't know if I'm gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna.
I would definitely take a 7.
A strong 7. It's gotta be a strong 7.
How low will you go? A 7 is as low as you'll go?
I ain't going lower than 7.
It depends, bro, because she might be a 7 in the looks department, but everything else is 10.
A 10, right.
Everything else could be a 10. So
you got to pick your
Like
poison.
I said, I can be cool as long as she's decent looking. Like, you ain't got to be model of the year, but you sure as fuck ain't going to come off the corner neither.
Why can't she be a 10 out of a 10 in all departments? Do you think that you're cheating yourself by settling? Like, because you don't think that you'll find a 10 looker with with the 10 qualities of she got her whole
because that would make her perfect. Nobody's perfect, so you go into it with
your eyes.
But can I finish? You go into it. That would if she's 10s all across the board, that would make her perfect, and that's not really realistic. But when you go into a situation as a grown ass man, you know that everybody don't have their shit together. So you go into it with, okay, she might not be that great at this, but she's great at this.
Right.
I can handle that balance between the two as long as she works on this and this stays where it was when we met. Like, you can't drop in this category and have this shit as 2 with the other shit that you don't do as well. That's a 2. Now you fucking up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think we might take the perfect thing a little too far, because you might meet somebody who thinks you're perfect, but you know you're not. But in their eyes,
give us some time. They'll see.
It's the most handsome. Over time, they'll see.
Give us some time. They'll see.
She might think you're the most handsomest guy ever created, and the things that you do, she appreciates. So that's what I mean about a 10 on 10. So, and women, they don't really go for the looks.
Nah, because I've seen a lot of beautiful women with ugly niggas. I'm just putting that out there.
It's something that they're doing.
But clearly, it's... You know what, though? And this is going to sound crazy, but a lot of beautiful women deal with guys that may not be attractive to the public's eye for that exact reason. Like, because maybe they can't deal with somebody that... They don't want two handsome people in a relationship.
I was just thinking that we both can't be gorgeous.
We both can't look good.
Look, baby, I already got the looks covered. So,
like,
you filling the gaps
in the mirror more than me.
Right. Funny. And, you know, for women mentally, they be, you know, the guys that may not be up to par, you know, from an attractive standpoint, may treat them the best.
Can you date somebody that's not cute to you, at least? Like,
me personally, I have to be attracted to who I'm dealing with.
Have to be.
I have
Absolutely.
I gotta want to come home. I gotta want to.
Seriously.
I gotta want to see you in that lingerie. You can buy it, but if I don't want to see you in it,
right?
Yeah,
like, I have to be attracted to you. Everything starts with an attraction.
Everything starts with an attraction. Absolutely.
And I just turn my nose up. But hey, man, we short on time. We probably could have talked about this for about 10, 15 more minutes. But we got to get into the fresh or fiasco. Yeah, fresh or fiasco is we'll blurt out.
We'll tell you a scenario. Feel me? And then you vote whether you think it's fresh for you agree with it, or fiasco like there's some bullshit. You tell us why.
I like that little fresh stove. Yeah,
see that?
I see how you flip that one.
Thank you.
That's official.
I think you might be the first one that
ever since I can remember, I've been popping my collar.
Popping my collar.
Yo, my boys really got segments.
Absolutely,
they got segments. This the real deal, baby.
It's a show, goddamn.
So it's the real deal.
One.
Fresh or fiasco. Future posts a pic on IG with the caption saying, "Thank God I'm richer than Wendy Williams." But a Google search will show Future net worth is half of hers. Fresh or fiasco? I'll go first.
You motherfucker, you.
I'm going to go fresh.
What? Okay,
fake it till you make it. Birdman.
He made it, though.
But
he made it, then he faked it.
Right. but eventually, I'm going to be richer than Wendy Williams.
How? You know that.
Speak it into existence. Birdman has been lying to us since Cash Money came out. He convinced us that he had enough money to buy a football field. He does not. You know how much a football field costs? Over billions of dollars.
He ain't say which football field. He could have made a fucking Pee Wee Pop Warner joint.
Birdman had you thinking he had so much money, and you believed it, but in reality, he didn't have enough money to pay producers, to pay Lil Wayne. And at the end of the day, you got to look, it's just G. Just talk your talk. Regardless of what Google says, some people are going to believe it regardless of what they say. I've seen this in so many situations. Fake it till you make it. That's what all the industry people do. Jay-Z told us he was super rich before he was really super rich. Who cares? Fresh for Future.
It's a fucking fiasco. It's a fucking fiasco because he tried to slight her. Like, that post was made to slight Wendy Williams. Like, he was doing better in life than her. Right? Thank God I'm richer than Wendy Williams. I went to Google ASAP.
So what
give me Wendy Williams' net worth. 60 million.
His?
No, Wendy's.
Oh.
Give me Wendy Williams' net worth. 60 million. Give me Future's net worth. 30 million. You gotta shut the fuck up forever, man. You gotta shut up, bro. When you're doing shit like that, you gotta make sure you talk about the right shit, because you make yourself look foolish. Right. I thought it's okay to flex if you're gonna flex. Sometimes you gotta flex on people, especially people that's on your dick about bullshit, just saying your name and stuff. But it's gotta be a proper flex, bro.
Right.
It's gotta be a proper flex. You can't flex and say you rich to somebody that's richer than you. Like, that shit just
like,
don't
you
make
can't
no sense.
flex and then pull a muscle. Like.
Right. You can't do it, man. It's a fucking fiasco.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to. And look, Future, when you see this, and I'm in the industry, I just want to put this out there. I still want to work. You still on my list of artists that I gotta get a song with. But yeah, it's definitely a fiasco.
Yeah,
it was an improper flex.
Mm-hmm. And my thing is, why Wendy Willams? That was random, or maybe
I think Wendy,
because Wendy had talked about him on a segment of her show about how many baby moms he got,
right? And she was like lining them up
for them, and Wendy shit.
Wendy shit.
She was trolling him first, and he just responded, but it was the wrong response.
He had the right to respond,
right? Yeah, but you can't respond with a lie, so
no, you can't.
I think I'm gonna change mine back because I would hate for me. I would hate for me to be getting on somebody, and their reply is, "Well, that's why you." That's why you only got 3 episodes in the pocket.
What? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit don't work like that. Like, you can't flex.
Fiasco.
Yeah. Fiasco 3 for 3.
Pressure fiasco. Saints wide receiver Dez Bryant tears his Achilles one day after signing a 1-year contract with the New Orleans Saints.
Go ahead, Nahj.
It is because it's a fiasco for the team. It might be fresh for him because he got them guaranteed dollars regardless. You know what I mean? They still got to pay him. The ink dried.
I signed on the dotted line, homie.
Right. Once the ink dried, let it fly.
Right.
So it's a fiasco for the team because they booked on it and the gamble was a little shaky, but it's fresh for him. Yeah. And it might be a fiasco for him if he just loved the game that much.
Right.
Because you never know. A lot of these athletes just, they here for the money.
Right.
They play, but they really want that money.
I'm going to go fiasco. I was about to go fresh, but I just changed it the last second. I'm going to go fiasco just for the fact that he hasn't played all year. This is week 10 or something.
Right.
He finally got a contract. This is an 8-month-long injury, which means by the time next season comes, it's going to be real hard pressed for another team to want to give this guy a shot.
Right.
This is what happens when you're not active. I think they said he was overweight. We don't know what he was doing while he was out. Of course, you're going to slack a little bit because you ain't got no game Sunday.
But I'm going to sleep.
And then the second you hit the field, bang, boom. You out for 8 months, which is also kind of fresh because you got the bag and then hurt yourself. I don't know how much his bag was, but it was more than what he was bringing in.
Right.
So at the same time, this is an 8-month-long injury, and nobody really wanted to sign him when he was healthy. So can you imagine him coming off this with no team to practice with?
Right.
This might be the end of Dez, man. So I'm going to go fiasco just for that.
I'm going to go fresh only because he could have tore his shit before he signed that contract. Then he really be asked the fuck out. Then he really be asked out. I say fresh because like financially he's secure at least for, you know what I'm saying, another couple years. I don't know what the man money is like, but if you're getting another bag for another year, then that's prolonging your financial longevity. So
for times like this, for shit like this that happens, because it's not guaranteed.
Right, exactly.
You can leave the league today. It's a 5-year league.
I think that's what he's doing. I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think it's over, Dez.
So I'm gonna go fresh just because I feel like now, although he's injured and this is a very, very lengthy injury to recover from, with the bag that he got, you know what I'm saying, he could possibly put moves into looking into a future outside of football. So
yeah,
fresh for that.
Fresh or fiasco. NBA fined Nikola Jokic, I don't know his name, number 15 from the Denver Nuggets, for saying in the interview about Wendell Carter Jr., no homo, but he's longer than you expect. I'm going to go fresh, man, because coming from, I guess he's Russian or something, but he's not from here. So for him to use that, I think it's pretty dope. It's just funny. So I'm going to go fresh, man.
It's a fucking fiasco for me. It's a fiasco for me, man. Because he didn't have to say no homo. He didn't have to indicate that. Like, if he would have never said no homo, no one would have thought that deeply into it. Like,
I think we would have. I think we would have said, well, he's longer than we thought. Whoa, pause that, brother.
Right. But I'm speaking in the sense of the masses of who he was speaking to.
Right.
Like they don't know about no homo.
Facts,
Like, you know what I mean? I know when he said it, they was like, "Well, what do you mean? Like,
No,
how is this
homo.
gay?"
No, all the era was homo.
I'm sorry, no homo?
Right? No, seriously. So yeah, he turned it in. It was fresh. He turned it into a fiasco.
Right. I'm gonna say fresh. I'm gonna say fresh that they find them because.
Oh, they find them?
Yeah,
They find them. 25 G's.
Damn.
I'm gonna say fresh because the NBA is a global icon.
Right.
Right. The NBA is a global icon with fans from all types of sexual orientation.
And that's showing his homophobia.
Yeah, so they
think, but it's not.
But motherfuckers,
but
motherfuckers could possibly watch that and just think the NBA is anti-gay just for him saying that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They can just think the NBA is anti-gay.
They feel like you got players in the league that have something against gays.
Right. And on top of that, I feel like where he from? Russia, Moscow, something like that?
No, I don't know. But he had to be Nicola. Yeah.
He had to be influenced by his teammates. That's why.
Absolutely. The culture.
Right. It's a teammate influence because you coming from wherever you coming from, that country so far away, there's no way you grew up with in the time period or knowingly knew what no homo meant.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So he was groomed to what that meant by his teammates, and his dumb ass actually took the shit on air.
Right.
He took the shit on air. So you deserve to get fined for. First of all, you can consider that being a culture vulture. You're talking the right talk, but in the wrong space.
You're using it in the wrong context.
Yeah, and you on the contract, bro. You just can't be out here saying whatever you want. Like you get penalized for that shit. I.e., this goddamn 25G fine. So fresh for that, man. Watch your fucking mouth.
All right. So it's time to wrap it up.
Yo, Nahj, man, we appreciate you coming on. Tell the people what your latest single is again, and where you can cop the rest of your music for the listening in anticipation of the new one.
My latest single is titled Cream, is available on all streaming platforms. Follow me on Instagram at Nahj Music.
Nahj Music.
Right. NAHJ MUSIC. Facebook, Nahj Tucker, my government. Twitter, The Real Nahj. And yeah, man, thank y'all for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
My boy. Appreciate you coming through, man.
And this was episode 111.
Episode 111. I'm your boy Fresco. Again, you can follow me on Instagram at Fresco Fame and on Twitter at Fresco Been Famous. That's BIM Famous, but if you can't spell.
And I'm Flaw700 on everything.
You dig?
Peace out.